What's up, Kingdom Build fam? What's up, Cement fam? It's your host, it's your coach, AJ Sims, coming at you with another episode of the Kingdom Build podcast. On today's episode, we're going to be diving deep into the concept of auto-regulation. See, guys, it's important to understand that yes, you need to train hard. Yes, you need to diet hard, but it's also about training smart. It's also about dieting smart. These are key core essentials for not only short-term success, but also long-term success. It's extremely important that you understand your body's adaptation to different seasons in your life. High stress seasons, low stress seasons, high energy days, low energy days. And how do we auto-regulate those days, those weeks, those months to make up for the year? How do we implement smart deloads? And how do we maximize our SFR, stimulus to fatigue ratio, so that we can not only keep moving forward in our fitness progress, but also in life in general? Let's get into it. All right, guys, so like I said, we're going to be going over all things auto-regulation and maximizing our stimulus to fatigue ratio. So it's really important that you understand what auto-regulation is, and I'm going to try to break it down simplistically for you to give you some key bullet points in both auto-regulation and stimulus to fatigue ratio, and how do we maximize those things. So auto-regulation, basically the easiest way to understand it is to adjust your training and your intensity based off how you feel. So we're adjusting our intensity and our load based off how we feel each and every single day. So what is it? It's adjusting our training intensity, our volume, and our load based off of how we feel each and every day. It allows you to train smarter, not just harder. So these are key takeaways so that you can continue to progress forward based off how your body feels. It allows you to train smarter and not just harder by listening to your body. Listen, life is not predictable. So there's gonna be stressful weeks, months, seasons in your life as a whole, and you have to know how to pivot when those things happen by listening to your body so that you understand that on low energy days, you can reduce the volume, you can reduce the load, and on high energy days, you can increase the volume and you can increase the load. I'm gonna speak from firsthand experience that I auto-regulate now being in a lifestyle program. I've been retired from the stage for over 10 years. And by auto-regulating, and it took me about a year or two to really understand this terminology and how to implement it, because I had the mindset to always go hard no matter how I felt, which really did not help maximize my stimulus to fatigue ratio, my SFR. That put me in a downward spiral of just feeling overly fatigued and never feeling fully recovered. That trickled into my life. That trickled into my work capacity. That trickled into my mood regulation. That trickled into overall systemic inflammatory responses within the body, high cortisol levels, being more in a sympathetic fight or flight state, everything in between, and it just caused net negative effects. So even though I have the mentality of mental resiliency, which I always teach discipline over motivation, by utilizing auto-regulation with discipline, with consistency and adherence, you can have long-term success. It's very key, very vital takeaway. I want you that are listening right now to start implementing into your programs. So SFR, stimulus to fatigue ratio. It's very important to understand that we are trying to get the most stimulus to maximize muscle gain and reduce the most amount of fatigue so that we can continue to do so over long periods of time. So it's essential to watch and maximize everything you can in your program to increase the SFR. So SFR is a measure of how much muscle building stimulus we're getting to the ratio of fatigue. So we obviously want to maximize muscle building stimulation and reduce overall fatigue as much as we can. Too much fatigue and not enough stimulus can lead to injury or stagnation in your overall physique development and enhancement. So we need to understand that by maximizing your SFR, your stimulus to fatigue ratio, correlating it into auto-regulation and listening to your body, which ties into RPE, rate of perceived exertion, which is a scale that usually ranges between 1 to 10 of perceived amount of exertion that you can give on any given day. It's very important. When you scale this into 1 to 10 ratios, you can listen to your body better of how much you're able to get out of your sets. How much physical output are you actually putting into your sets so that you understand where your body's at for that day. Listen, we've all had days where mentally We don't want to go into the gym and then somehow physically we have some of the best training sessions of our life. Well, that's more of a mental standpoint. That could be from a dopaminergic standpoint, cholinergic standpoint, or anything that's going on in your mind keeping you from wanting to actually get into the gym. Now, a lot of times the mindset will correlate with the physical aspect. So you have the psychological with the physiological aspect. They do correlate together most of the time. However, there are those times that they don't always match up. Now, again, this is why autoregulation is key. You're listening to your body. You're incorporating the stimulus to fatigue ratio and the RPE on a scale of 1 to 10 on how these perceived sets are really putting out a physical output. This is important to understand when you go into the gym. You're not just going in willy-nilly. You actually know what's going on from a psychological standpoint and checking the boxes physiologically. Now, to the bodybuilders at home that are listening, we understand that when you're getting on a contest prep, you're going to feel extremely fatigued close to the show. Your body fat levels are extremely low. You probably have some hormonal imbalances. You probably have some sleep disturbances. There's a lot going on internally. So this is more geared towards the fitness enthusiast or the person that's in a lifestyle program that needs to really watch this for long-term success. It's still important in bodybuilding, but we also need to know the difference. There is a huge difference, and I will talk to my bodybuilders. We know getting in contest shape is extremely difficult. Just getting up to go to the bathroom at the end of a contest prep can be extremely tough when you are at that extreme low amount of body fat. So again, differentiation right there between the bodybuilders and the lifestyle. There's a difference. There's an extreme difference. So let's make sure that we take away from that as well. So I want to tie it into the autoregulation being that we need to focus on longevity. Listen, life is not linear, and neither should your training be. We don't know the type of stresses that are going to come in life with family, with work, with gym, everything in between combined together. Listen, the world moves very fast and it is in constant motion. So we need to understand if you're constantly burning the candle on both ends of life and in the gym, you are not going to have longevity. You're just simply not going to last. And autoregulation is your safeguard for sustainable growth. It's your safeguard, guys. So really important, auto-regulate into your programs. And it's crucial to monitor the SFR, stimulus to fatigue ratio, strength, gains, hypertrophy, and performance all alike. How do we do this in a very simplistic manner? Simple. When your body has to recover from stress, soreness, or sleep debt, you need to check the boxes. You need to take self-inventory of those things. You will listen to your body through metrics like RPE, performance trends, and even gut health. Yes, gut health is tied in and correlated to all of this as well. The goal is to get as much muscle building stimulation while reducing overall fatigue as much as possible. This is very important for efficiency. It's all about being efficient. So we can plan ahead and get ahead of the curve for smart strategic deloads. Now, deloads is something that's thrown around a lot of times. A lot of people don't even train hard enough to really need a deload. However, I would be remiss if I didn't say when life is coming at you very hard, or if you're going on a vacation, you can plan and get ahead of the curve of having an implementation of a strategic deload. So we can look at this one or two ways. We can deload every 6 to 12 week training block, and or we can set ourselves up knowing that we're going on a vacation or there is an extremely stressful time in your life and plan strategically to deload that week. This is going to help you, and not only the physiological aspect, but mainly psychological too, which is very important. Same thing can go with a diet break. Very important that if you're in a fat loss phase for an extended period of time, diet fatigue will accumulate, and you need to be able to pull back the reins and understand the perceived diet fatigue that possibly is happening. Now, that may not be consistent with bodybuilding competition prep, but again, we're talking more geared towards the lifestyle. We're talking more towards general population of lifestyle clientele that wants to get in the best shape possible, but still wants to feel their absolute best and be optimal year around. So again, we're implementing smart deloads into the program every 6 to 12 week block, or we know when something's going to hit us really hard in life, or we're going on a vacation. I do it personally when I'm going to go on a vacation. I know that I'm still going to want to train. I'm still going to want to get my need up. I'm still going to want to stay active, but I'm not going to be training close to failure because I really don't want to feel like garbage after training and be on vacation with the family all day. I want to enjoy that time without that systemic brain fog essentially post-workout. So I will implement the deload on vacation, and it allows me to be able to still get movement, blood flow, energy output to an extent. I can still increase my calories above baseline, enjoy some foods with the family that I normally wouldn't, and it doesn't do too much damage because I'm still keeping the body active without accumulating too much fatigue. So some extra credit real quick. Gut health plays a pivotal role in all the body's functionalities. So we know if we have poor gut health, if we have anything ranging from leaky gut, dysbiosis, small intestinal bacterial overgrowth, candida overgrowth, helicobacter pylori, or everything in between causing a systemic inflammatory response within the body, we are never going to fully recover. This is going to disrupt the endocrine system all the way up to brain functionality, all the way into sleep disturbances. Therefore, we are never going to fully recover and we will accumulate too much fatigue. Our SFR is going to be dysregulated. So when I take people through gut healing protocols, I will typically have those people deload for 4 weeks at a time. Yes, I said that, a month, because I want to reduce overall fatigue, bring cortisol levels down, and allow their bodies to reduce overall inflammation while we fix the gut, while we get them back on track with their sleep, with their hormonal system, and all functionalities on the internal level so that their external starts looking their best. They start feeling recovered, their gut health gets optimized, and everything starts flowing together. So it's really vital. Again, we start from the inside out. We fix the gut. Everything else correlates after that gets fixed, and then we start really increasing our ability to recover properly, and that makes auto-regulation that much easier, stimulus to fatigue ratio that much better, and be able to watch these markers that much easier. So gut health is always going to be first, above and beyond everything else. So there you have it, fam. That is a brief synopsis of auto-regulation and SFR, how you can implement these things, these markers, these performance trackers in your program for longevity. Remember, guys, we don't want to be burning the candle at both ends and trying to grind year around. You can look at these influencers online, these motivational talkers online that talk about grinding year round. I guarantee you at the end of the day, they are suffering in some form or fashion of a lack of recovery, and their stimulus to fatigue ratio is all over the place. Again, people are always going to post their highlight reels on social media. We can't go by that. Let's do it the smart way. So call to action for longevity, for consistency and adherence to your program in training and in your diet. If you want to meet your goals above and beyond, these are very important tools and techniques to implement into your program today. Guys, if you like what you're hearing, please click that like, subscribe, hit the bell notification for the next time I drop a video. I'm Coach AJ Sims, and I can't wait to come at you with another video. Until next time, God bless.